Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Stella. Okay, so today we're going to be drafting, cutting and sewing this lovely peplum blouse. Okay, and it's going to be very detailed as usual. All right, so let's jump right into the video. So let's proceed. Now, after the half scale block video that I did, I got a lot of questions from people asking me what to do with the half scale block. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be making this peplum blouse. All right, so let's jump right into it. Now, this is a fabric that we're going to be working with. This is an Ankara fabric. Okay, so we're going to be making use of this fabric for this beautiful blouse. All right, so let's proceed into the alteration. Now, the first thing we're going to introduce to this pattern is my underbust length. Okay, so I'll place my tape from the starting point, which is our shoulder line, and I'll mark my underbust length. Now, my underbust length is 14 inches, so I'll mark it, okay, like so. Now, I'll come in with my ruler and I will connect that with a straight line. Okay, and here we have it. This is my underbust length. Okay, now let's proceed. Okay, so my underbust round is 34 inches, and 34 inches divided by 4 will give us 8.5. Okay, so I'll come in with my tape and I'll place it from the center front line. Okay, and I'll go ahead and mark 3 inches. Okay, now what I have left there is 0.5. All right, so I'll move the tape to the second dart leg and I'll continue to mark my 8.5 inches. Now, I noticed that the initial explanation I gave was a bit confusing to some people, but I'll still do that this time, maybe make it more clearer. Now, if your bust span is 8 inches, okay, you go ahead and mark your 3 inches and use the rest, okay, before that first dart leg as your under bust tightening. Then you move your tape to the second dart leg, okay, and mark your underbust measurement divided by 4. Now, whatever you have there is your tightening. So you go back to the second dart leg and you mark it there. In my own case, it's not up to 0.5, but I still made it 0.5. So by the time you remeasure exactly what you have there, you notice that we have used 2 inches to tighten the underbust, which is very okay. All right, so that's it for the underbust. Now we're going to do our armhole dart, okay, or the princess dart. So I know I have a detailed video on how to do this, but I'll give us a recap. So from the shoulder tip, we'll come down by 2 inches, okay? So remember, we are passing through, we're marking on that curved armhole line, okay, and not on the straight part. So the shoulder tip, we'll name it 0.1. We'll come down by 2 inches, we name it 0.2. Come down by another 2 inches and we'll name that 0.3. Now I'll come in with my curve and we're connecting from the bust point to the 0.3. Remember not to make use of too curvy line. Okay, let me tell us what will happen if your line is too curvy. When you're done with the outfit, that area is going to puff. Okay, and that's not what you want. We need that part to relax well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and connect from 0.3 to the bust point line like so. Okay, and here we have it. Now we need to come down that line by 1.5 inches. Okay, and I'll make a mark there. Now, whatever you came down with, you're also going to be extending that line with the same measurement. So I'll go ahead and come in with my not so curvy line as well, and I'll connect to that 1.5 inches. I'll also extend that line outward, okay, like so. Now on the extended line, I'll go ahead and mark my 1.5 inches, which is what we came down with, okay. And here we have it. Now I'll come in with my curve and we're going to reconnect that to the chest line like so. So this is our new armhole line or the new arm side, okay, and here we have it. Now we need to go ahead and connect our underbust markings to the bust point. But before that, I got a question from some people asking how the side front and the side back is going to be equal when we're done. Remember that we have not joined, we have not closed the bust dart. Okay, so the moment we close the bust dart is going to be the same length with the back. I hope that answers your question. So let's go ahead and connect our underbust tightening. Now we're coming with the curve ruler as well. So we're connecting from the bust point line to the half-inch mark that we have there. Okay. Now if you pay attention, my line is not so curvy. Remember that this is your center front line. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and connect that from the underbust line to the waistline, okay? Like so, you pay attention to the side of the ruler that I used. I didn't use the straight part fully. Now we're also going to connect the other side, okay? Now, one thing I want you to take note of is to ensure that the curve ruler passes through the line, okay, like so. Now, this is going to give it that smooth curve, okay. Then you go ahead and extend that to the waistline, and here we have it. So I will not use my colored pencil to highlight that part because we are yet to close our bust that, okay. So let's move over to the back. Now we're connecting our back arm holder to the mid shoulder point, okay. So remember, we're not also making use of a curvy line as well. We're using a slight curve. Let me also tell us what's going to happen if your line is too curvy. When you're done, that part on your back is going to bulge, and that's not what we want. So I'll go ahead and connect that from the one inch we came down with from the chest line, okay. But you're extending this line outward, and on that extended line we'll mark ½ inch. Remember, ½ inch for the back, and we'll connect that ½ inch back to the chest line like so. And here we have it for the back. Very simple and easy, okay. So the back armhole that, or the princess that, is ready. Now let's proceed. So the neck width we're working with is 5.5 inches. I'll go ahead and mark that, okay. So to mark your neck depth or your cleavage line, what I usually do is I measure from my bust point line to the under bust line, and what I have there is 3.5. So I usually mark that from the bust point line upwards, or I add ½ inch. So instead of marking 3.5, I can mark 4 inches, okay. Then I'll go ahead and use my ruler to just extend that line, okay. Now this is my own method, and the whole essence of that is to ensure that my bust is fully covered. But if you don't want your bust to be fully covered, you can go ahead and measure and mark your desired neck depth, okay. This is my own control measure. Now for the neck depth, instead of marking the 5.5 inches that we marked on the neck width there, I will go ahead and mark 5 inches because I want it to be slightly slanted, okay. So I'll come in with my straight line and I'll connect. Remember, neck width of 5 inches. Remember, neck width of 5.5 inches, neck depth of 5 inches, okay. So I'll go ahead and connect that like so, and here we have it. Now we'll proceed to tighten our shoulder, okay. So from the shoulder slope, I'll come down by ½ inch there, okay, and I'll connect that to the shoulder tip like so, using a straight line. This is to ensure that that part does not gape, okay, when you bend. All right, we're also going to alter our neckline. So I'll go ahead and mark my neck width of 5.5 inches, and the neck depth for the back is 3 inches, okay. So I'll go ahead and mark that. Then I will connect that with my straight line, okay. So I'm also remarking the neck depth, okay, so that I'm sure that my measurement is correct. Now I'll proceed to connect that using a straight line, and here we have it. Now we'll proceed to tighten the neckline of the back as well, and as usual we'll use 0.25 inches. 0.25 inch to tighten the back neckline. All right, so let's proceed, and here we have it. We're done with the back, okay, and you guys know, as usual, we will label, okay. So we'll begin our labeling. So this is my my side front, so I'll call that my SF. That's my center front, CF, side back, and center back. Remember, your center back is also your zip line, okay. Now we'll proceed to cut. So I'll first separate the two patterns, all right. Remember that we're here to close our bust that, so we'll start cutting from the back. Okay, so as usual, I like to through my dart to be sure that it's correct, okay. And how to do that is you simply raise the pattern along that marked line, okay, and you can see that it's correct because our arm side is running from the shoulder into the ½ inch extension that we have, okay. So we'll proceed with our cutting, all right, and here we have it. I also go ahead and take off the dart, all right. So here we have it. The pattern set for the back is ready. Now let's proceed to cut out the front pattern, okay. So the first thing you do is you slash and you get to the bust point, then you stop there, okay, so that you can close your bust dart. So, and to close the bust dart is simple. You fold it along the mat line, come in with your tape, paper tape or masking tape, and then you permanently close that line. Okay, the moment you do that, you will notice that the sides are not meeting. I'll come in with my ruler and pencil and I'll connect back. Okay, and it's that simple. Now let's reshape the that side. Okay, so it's, if you think it's a bit too pointy, just come in with your curve ruler and you reshape just like I have done. Now let's also go ahead and through the that side. Okay, remember, this is to ensure that it is equal. Now this is a perfect example. Can you see that it's not equal? That 1.5 inches that we came out, okay, there is not meeting up with the shoulder line. Okay, so we will need to reshape that part. All right, so I'll come in with my curve ruler and I will reconnect it back. So this is our new armhole line, okay, and not the previous one. All right, I hope you learned something here, that it's not always going to meet, but that's the beauty of pattern drafting, because it gives you opportunity to make all these corrections. All right, so I'll proceed with my cutting. And here we have it. So our front pattern is ready as well. Okay, so what we have now is a complete pattern set. Okay, now we'll go ahead and transfer this to fabric. So I have a detailed video on how to transfer your patterns to your fabric. Remember, it's advisable you you transfer first to your lining before you transfer to your fashion fabric. So I'll leave the link in the description box to the detailed video on how to do this transfer. All right, so I'll see us in our next video, where we will be joining all our pieces together and we'll be cutting our flare. All right, kindly subscribe to my channel if you have not. Click on the notification bell and like this video, share. All right, leave your comments or your remarks in the comment box. Okay, and I will see us in the next video. Bye.